In this video, I am going to simplify these imaginary / complex numbers. Let's start off with the first one. The first one is I to the power 7 times I to the power 5. I kind of reversed it, it doesn't matter. So I to the power 7 times I to the power 5, which is the same as I to the power 5 times I to the power 7, is equal to I to the power 7 plus 5, which is I to the power 12. But 12 is a number that is divisible by 4, right? So I to the power, any integer that is divisible by 4 is always 1. However, I kind of want to show you slightly more so that you understand how it works. I to the power 12, I could write it as I to the power 4 whole cube, because 3 times 4 is 12, right? Remember the property of exponent, a to the power m to the power n is equal to a to the power mn. So using that property, I can write this as this. Now let's go back here. So this is equal to I to the power 4, we know is 1. Remember that I to the power 4 is equal to 1. So 1 cube, which is just 1. So this evaluates to just 1. Now let's go ahead and do the second one. So problem B is I to the power 11 times I to the power -3. By the way, this is the same as I to the power 11 plus -3, which is the same as I to the power 8. But I to the power 8 is a multiple of 4, so it's going to be just 1, but I'm going to write it out as this, I to the power 4 whole square. 4 times 2 is 8, but I know I to the power 4 is 1, so 1 whole square is going to be just 1. So this is going to be just 1. Now let's go ahead and do the third one, C. So C has I cube to the power 5. Again, using this property, a to the power m raised to the power n is a to the power m times n. I could write it as I to the power 3 times 5, which is 15. Now I could break it down into two numbers in terms of exponents. So it's going to be I to the power 12. 12 is the biggest number that I could take away from 15, that is divisible by 4, times I cube. So I to the power 12 times I cube is I to the power 15, because 12 plus 3 is 15. I'm using this formula, a to the power x times a to the power y is equal to a to the power x plus y. This is the formula I'm using. So now from here I can go there. It's going to be I to the power 12. Again, 12 is a multiple of 4. This is just going to be 1. So I'm not going to spend time showing it to you again. So I have shown it here and I have shown it here. 1 times I cube. So which is just I cube. Now I cube is something you should know is negative I, but I'm going to still break it down further to help you understand it better. I cube is I square times I. Okay, but I square is -1. Why? Because I is equal to square root of -1. So if I square both sides, I get I square on the left, and on the right, square root cancel out. That gives me -1. So I square is -1. So -1 times I is going to give me -I. So answer to this one is -I. And finally, the last one, which is D, I to the power -2050. Again, we want to break it down into two. I can rewrite this thing as I to the power -2048. Why 2048? Times I to the power -2. The reason I picked -2048, that's the number that's divisible by 4. 2048 is divisible by 4. So this whole thing is going to just become 1. Even though there is a negative sign, it doesn't matter. It's positive integer or negative integer. When the exponent is multiple of 4, I to the power a multiple of 4, any number is going to give you 1. So this becomes 1. And then that gives me 1 times I to the power -2. This one you can actually simplify it a little further if you want, which is 1 over I square, right? I to the power -2. I use this formula, or this definition rather. A to the power -m is equal to 1 over a to the power m. That's the formula I used, or definition I used. Now I know I just showed you that I square is -1. So 1 over -1 is -1. By the way, These problems do not have a unique way of doing. There are many ways that can be done. It can be done, many methods that you can follow, but whatever works for you, take that one. So the last one is I to the power negative 1. Another way you could do this problem is probably this. If you are not so comfortable going from here to here, I to the power negative 20, 52. So find a now, sorry, not 52, 50. So what if I were to rewrite this as I to the power negative 20, 52? This is a number divisible by 4. However, I have I to the power negative 2050. So if I multiply it by I square, then I'm going to have negative 2050, because negative 2052 plus 2 is negative 2050, as I do have. Now this is going to be just 1 times I square is negative 1, right? So it's going to be just negative 1. The same answer. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.